To be honest with you, man, I think the NFL is much more rigged than the NBA. And the reason I say this is because small things can alter the whole series of an NFL game. But unlike NBA, where if you call a couple fouls here or there, but that's just only a couple points. There's like 110 points in every game, average. But in the NFL, if you make a couple calls here or there, it changes dramatic. The game changes dramatically. And this is a question I have for you guys, man. If you take the '08 Patriots, is there any way that they lose to any team in the last 10 years? Is there a team that can beat them in the last 10 years? So how can that team who once got about 50 points in a game, how can they score 15 points in one game, which is the Super Bowl? That New England Patriots team with Randy Moss, they could walk into at least three touchdowns. At least three touchdowns. So how can that team lose to the Giants? You could say the Giants played great defense. The Giants had a nice pass rush. Eli, all this stuff, but it's almost like there's no way the Patriots should lose that game. And it's always the most biggest favorites are the ones that lose. Yeah. It's not just regular two teams that are matched up evenly that they just pull that stuff on. But it's always they make one team amazing and they make one team to be sorry. And the team that's sorry often always wins the game. About 2 years ago, when it was Denver Broncos and Carolina Panthers, this guy Cam Newton was in the news for literally the month before or whatever, the 2 weeks 3 weeks before the Super Bowl. He was even on there even before that, and they were just smashing teams, man. They killed Arizona. I forgot who else they played, but they were just smashing, man. Then they got to the Super Bowl, and you telling me that they lost to that Denver team? That their offense was just literally on fire every single game, and their defense was really good. The first drive of the game, Peyton Manning goes 80 yards for a touchdown. Cam and the Panthers scored 12 points in that game. It's things that just they don't register in my mind, man. It doesn't make sense, and it was some plays in that game that really, really you could see it was fake. One of them was the Cam Newton. I know you guys seen it. He had a fumble, and then he looked at the ball. He was about to go for it, and then he was like, never mind, and the other player just jumped on it, and that I was like, what's going on here? And it was another play. You could look this up. One of the Denver running back, I forgot which one it was. Uh, he was about to jump in for a touchdown, and Luke Kuechly was about to. That's the linebacker for the Panthers. He was about to tackle him. He grabbed him, and one of his own players pulled him back, so he didn't make the tackle. There's a lot of things that just I don't know, man. And you telling me that Falcons game? That's the Falcons probably had one of the greatest offenses in the history of football, and the way they score is just we've never seen something like that. Two running backs, Julio Jones, arguably one of the greatest wide receivers in the history of the NFL, and you telling me they can't score one touchdown in the last 25 minutes of the game? You telling me they up 25 points and they can't score again? You know, I mean, there's a lot of things. There's so many games, man. Even 3 years, 4 years ago, I made a bet with my friend. I took Green Bay Packers against Seattle. It was the conference finals, and I remember the game as Green Bay was literally up 16 to like 3, 16-0, something like that. And Seattle makes this amazing comeback to win the game. And it almost looked like Green Bay was trying to lose the game. And also that made me realize like, well, I didn't think of it as like it was my fault for making a bad pick or anything. I was just like, damn, this is fake as hell, man. And it's not because I lost. It's because that makes no sense. These guys they didn't score 1 point the first like they didn't score a touchdown the first three quarters, and then out of nowhere they get three touchdowns. It doesn't make sense, and these players are being bought out, man. Cam Newton was bought out. that for that Denver Super Bowl game, it was so many people that wagered on Carolina to win the Super Bowl, and that Vegas will not let that happen, man. And even Aaron Rodgers was paid out. Aaron Rodgers, the alleged homosexual, even he was paid. And a lot of you guys don't know, like a lot of these players are homo. You know, I'm sorry if that burst your bubble, but even Aaron Rodgers, I say about a month ago, he was on a Wisconsin radio show to try to say that he wasn't a homosexual and that he said, "No, I like women. I've always liked women." And the way he said it, I don't believe. You can check it out yourself, but I don't believe any word that he said. There's a lot of closet guys in there, and that's probably why the Green Bay players don't really like Aaron Rodgers. They put on the front, but on the inside, they really don't like the guy. There's plenty of players like that, but LeBron was been paid for that Dallas series. He was paid money to throw that series. Ain't no way a player that great could score 0 points in three straight fourth quarters. That's only stupid people will believe something like that. But the NFL is much more rigged, and they show you too. There was a play this season where it was Cleveland Browns and Washington Redskins, and it was a fumble, and it was like 20 people in the pile, and the ref is looking down, and then he awarded the ball to Washington, and a Cleveland Browns player was holding the ball like this, and everybody was just celebrating, and they didn't even look. The camera looked at him, and they just panned away, and you could look everything I'm telling you, like literally. But I don't. As far as the NFL, it's honestly a lot more rigged than the NBA, and the players make a lot less than NBA players, so it only makes sense that they'll take the paycheck. But I don't know, NBA, NFL, all rigged to me. What do you guys think? Is the NFL rigged? No, maybe so. Peace, man.